story of the Silver Sword starts in Warsaw and then goes to the woods outside Warsaw, and also travels throughout Germany and Europe and eventually to Switzerland. We fell upon the idea that actually we would set the piece in the rubble of Warsaw, that they're retelling the story of the journey almost as if it's a full circle and the family have returned to the family home. So we are in the rubble telling the story, but it could also be a different European town. It could be Coventry in 1949, where the story of these refugee children is being told. The whole idea of telling stories for the designer in this situation is actually about becoming an illustrator, as if we're illustrating a book. At moments we'll be using large-scale projection, which will be of period photographs. So there'll be images of Warsaw, there'll be images of Berlin, and obviously, as in this case here with this particular scene, this is an old photograph of woodland. So there is that historical illustration, documentary illustration, but alongside that we have a character in the play who's called Bronya, and she's a small child who loves to draw. So she's constantly drawing what she's seeing and what's in her imagination. And there will be moments where we actually project her drawings. So we'll have little sections where we'll have a projection onto the back screen that we'll see her drawings appear, and they might appear on other things like blankets and so on and so forth. So the constant illustration of traditional stories that she has been told, her dreams, her aspirations. I think it's really important, if you're using period photographs, that the costumes remain beautifully historically accurate. There aren't full costume changes, but a new character is suggested with a jacket, with a hat, with a shawl, and with the performer's own body language, the change of character. The other fabulous thing that this play has is it has a series of animals. So one of the characters is a boy called Jan, who only relates to animals. When we first meet him, he's got this bedraggled, ugly little kitten. And in the next time we meet him, he's got this violent, nasty cockerel called Jimpy. These puppets are going to be made by a brilliant puppet maker called Scott Brooker. Now, Scott has really taken on board my concept with the design, which is all about found objects, objet trouvé, and he will be making all the puppets from things that he's found. So the other day when we went to meet him, he was saying that the chicken is going to be made out of bits of curled newspaper, and he's going to find old Polish newspapers to reproduce, and that the feet are going to be prongs of an old fork, and his wings will be leather gloves, and the wonderful old dog Ludwig is going to be made out of a rug. So we're rather looking forward to seeing Ludwig. And the mad chimpanzee, the bomber jacket, and some kids' binoculars. So yes, I think the puppets are going to be quite brilliant and fit within this storytelling, how we tell the story with objects that we find.